welcome to the D-pad still. We're not, we're maybe here, maybe gone, but we're doing the Battle Maison. I dabbled in art like I dabble in Pokemon. Dabble is what keeps me from the rabble. That shouldn't have been as much of a tongue twister as it was. I really like the art for the artist types. The guy and the girl, both of them are pretty cool. I gotta, props to Sugimori for being such a staple of this series. You can tell that it's had a consistent art direction the entire time, and it really does help kind of give everything a sort of consistent feel. Like, the worst, I want to say, is when he started... I think I've mentioned this in another episode. When he started getting obsessed with just spikes, everything kind of looked a little weird, but, like, for the most part, he's kind of come back from that. I'm curious what's going to happen when someone else inevitably has to take over for him on that. I don't want to... Sorry that we're just sitting here. I don't want to, like, take any moves for John. I don't want it to, like... Because if it dies, then that's my fault, and then we've just wasted... 2 episodes? 3 episodes? And that's not good. Oh, hey there, Scissor. But I think that'd be a poor form. Poor form when entrusted with his Pokemon, losing after 10 straight wins. John's doing some Velcro shit over on the side here. Oh, damn. Losing the pants. Wearing his pumpkin pants. Fucking happy Halloween, John. He had to check his boxers to make sure it wasn't inappropriate.
This morning I walked out of my room and, like, thank God Ben was still asleep because I looked down and was like, oh, that's right up
I've
there.
had to do the
All
sneak.
right.
I've had to do the sneak where, like, it was the other day, and so John worked this week and I didn't. And Ben works out of town right now. I think he's probably at some point going to be
Is
moving down
Gabite
this
Dark
way.
Dragon?
I think so. Let me take a look. But so... It was a morning where I was like, I'm about to go take a shower, and I wasn't wearing anything, and I wasn't going to put stuff on just to go into the bathroom for the shower if I didn't have to. So I did like the peek out of the room, and I'm just like, all right, so either Ben, Dragon and Ground.
Oh fuck, well this is gonna be
Either Ben's not here, or he's over on his computer, which is around the corner. So I think I can make the sneak. It's gonna get trickier doing the sneak. Doing the sneak.
Yeah. You and I are practically married, so we're just kind of used to it.
Yeah.
You know.
We're both sitting
earthquake
here.
hit Giraffarig too.
We're both sitting here in boxers, in those.
It is hot as balls. I make no apologies.
Junk pocket boxers. I don't really know what to call those. It's like a specific style.
Boxer briefs.
Is it boxer briefs? I mean, I've got loose kind of stuff. Like these ones have like the kind of bands around the leg sleeves.
Fire ground.
Fire, I think. Just fire. I will double check, though.
I just want to...
Heat more, just fire.
Actually, he's just fire, eh?
Yep.
I don't know. None of these are super great. I need a steel move on this guy. Not that would help me.
I would love...
I don't like...
And I feel... I'm surprised that this just seems like a necessary thing that has to happen here, but, like, why can't they just make... or at least make more available, boxers and boxer briefs that have no opening at all in the front. Like, I get that, like, you have a button so that if you need to, like, pee or whatever, you don't have to take them off, I guess, which seems lazy. And you got these which have, like, the double flap thing going on. So if your penis is shaped like an S, you can just kind of snake out or whatever.
Yeah,
but like,
which is what I usually do. You can usually do it with no hands.
Well, it's just like, I don't entirely get why that style is like the most.
Yeah, I feel like it's a holdover from like an older time where shit was less convenient or something.
It's the same as like butt flaps on long underwear, I feel like.
Yeah.
The same kind of like, it was probably there for practical purposes back in the day.
Back when onesies were a thing.
Yeah, but it's like, you know what? I really don't need that instant access to my penis. I would.
You
prefer
don't,
to
huh?
have,
You must have a real boring, sad life.
I'd prefer to just have like no gap, no hole, no nothing there, so that I can freely just sort of sit however without having to look down and go like,
without the fear.
Am I good? All right, I'm good. All right, cool.
And like it always seems to happen like when you least expect it. Like I'm always surprised when I look down.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
like
geez.
I'm greeting neighbors and suddenly it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
Jesus, or like I'm shaking, touring politicians' hands.
Sasser,
the
you're
worst
so
time.
slow.
Oh, Moxie. Mighty Ian is drinking some soda on the side.
What
I was going to be a Ghostbuster.
Hey, you know what joke we could have made, obviously, and didn't?
Yeah.
Heatmore looks like a guy who's popping out of his underwear.
It's kind of, yeah.
You.
He looks sort of like a slightly saggier version of the flamethrower guy from Team Fortress 2. Goes to show how much we play Team Fortress 2. I have no idea what that class is actually called.
Sorry.
I'm going to call him Blazer because I'm sure he looks good in a smart coat.
I'm sure that he does.
Yeah.
Like we all do here on the D-pad.
He's like a Sniffet with actual arms.
See, the problem with Surf is that Double Battle has really fucked me. Because I can't use Surf.
Yeah. I would have figured a rotation battle or a triple battle.
Well,
for, like,
I want a
the
triple
weirdness.
battle, but they wouldn't let me.
Well, I mean, you would have to swap out a Veltal for somebody else. You have Heatmore. Or not Heatmore, Heatran. You have options, but...
Heatran's the other game. I don't think I caught him in X.
Oh, shit, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's cool. I could interrupt again, but fuck it. I'm already 10 battles in here, so.
All right. 11, I think.
Woo! 2 beep. What do you get for beep?
I don't know. I think it's like you can get like TMs and shit.
That's cool. Maybe I can get fucking Earthquake.
And a fucking Earthquake is a whole nother goddamn ball game.
You ever? Never mind.
I'm Callisto.
The other one's name was Io. Are you all named after moons?
Maybe. This is the thing for the
Maybe
punk
that's
girls.
the thing, yeah.
Oh, good. It's a
Skunkion! And Weird Plant.
Or sorry, Stunky. What did I say?
I don't know. I said Skunkion. I don't know what the fuck you said. Okay, I'm gonna...
Oh, boy.
This guy...
I'm curious when they're going to do more Eevee evolutions, too. Like,
what? Do you know what type he is? Is he poison, normal, what?
I want to say poison, but I'll double check.
Well,
I would like to see a steel type Eevee evolution or something. Like,
oh yeah,
they gave
still
a dark
missing-
one, but they never gave a steel one. That's kind of...
There's a ton of types missing.
They've only evolved into 8 different forms.
Yeah. And there's a
Stunky
fairy
is
one.
poison and dark.
Well, that went really well for me.
Oh, he's got balls for a face. Can we...
Don't we all?
No, we don't all, John. We don't.
Gotta go! Yeah.
God.
And I'm going to Frenzy Plant.
Carvana,
No, I'm
great
going to
design.
Woodhall.
I actually really like the design of Carvana.
Yeah, it's perfect for what it is.
It's a wonderfully, just perfect looking thing. That make for a good top 10 video sometime.
Coolest
the top
Pokemon?
10 Pokemon designs.
I
Or the
feel
top
like
10 best looking Pokemon.
we would have to do what we did for the Zelda games and all vote among us, and then do a vote.
Like
thing.
everyone makes like a top 20 or something, so we
Yeah.
can have a chance at a top 10.
Some
'cause-
overlapping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's are all gonna be like, I really like.
Stunfisk is just really...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Substitute.
Barf.
The let's make this go longer thing.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna Night Slash the shit out of. I'm going to punch super hard in the face.
I'm surprised you're not using Power Up Punch.
The other one's so much better,
Oh.
and he's not gonna last that long. So
Yikes.
problem solved.
There we go.
Go, you dead. It's okay. I feel like Sizewar can handle it.
Why does it seem like this one's taking us so much longer than the other one
I don't
did?
know.
I guess the double battle does make it a little bit
It's
more,
a little weirder, I guess.
We're losing a lot more dudes as we go.
It's good though, because I feel like the odds are in my favor.
That's probably true. You know what's going to be weird? When X and Y are done, our weekends are going to be
free,
really free in terms of...
except for Battle Networks.
I mean, Battle Network, yeah, but like that's one game on the weekends.
Stop protecting.
He protected his substitute? Are you kidding?
This is fucking bullshit.
Oh my God.
Guys.
There we go.
Fuck. He's so
Oh
cute,
yeah,
though.
I don't think we've ever
I
really
feel like
talked
on
about
it.
on mic Dark Sonata.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Insurgence. So I've talked about it a little bit on Twitter, but I don't think we've actually talked about it in video. We might have already done it in an Insurgence episode that goes up before this does, but
Womp womp.
for the sake of explaining, so Dark Sonata is a move from Pokemon Zeta and Omicron.
Which are fan games made by the same dude.
Yeah,
that
it's
made
the same as the Suzerain was in charge of those ones also. And the idea is it's a move that is owned by an event Meloetta. A Meloetta that is in those games at level 100 that you fight.
Oh shit.
And what Dark Sonata does is it only works in a trainer battle. And what it'll do is when it says it corrupts the foe, it turns your opponent into a substitute for you.
Oh, weird.
So how substitute normally works is you create a fake thing that has 1/4 of your hit points, and it takes damage for you. In most cases, there's a few moves that actually go through a substitute, but for all intents and purposes, you're shielded from moves until they do at least 1/4 of your total hit points for that. Dark Sonata turns your opponent into that, so your opponent now takes damage for you, and it gives your opponent 1/4 of the hit points that you have, so you have to give up 1/4 of your own hit points for it to work.
Oh,
That's the only real caveat there. But it basically means that if you're in a trainer battle, and you can only use it once per battle also. They tried to level it out with that, but if you're in a tricky battle, like let's say I'm up against Orion, the first gym leader, and Ivysaur comes out, I use Dark Sonata, and now I'm guaranteed to win.
Huh.
Like, it's just...
Is that going to work?
I don't know. I mean, I got rid of the move. And,
Oh.
and the reason being, so DeChampster, among other folks, there were a few people who were basically saying, look, the game is stacked real hard against you. You should use any move you get, which I agree with to an extent. I'm keeping close combat. Close combat
Well,
is
if you're
very
keeping close combat,
straightforward.
you should have kept... It doesn't make sense. You can't,
Because because close combat is still something I have to be careful about using. It doesn't have stab, so even a 60 move with stab is going to be better than close combat. You know? So, part of it is...
Fuck!
Part of it is just like, it feels wrong. It's clearly a move that's not supposed to be there.
Fuck!
Close combat also, wow. Close combat is the same situation, but at least that is a real move and it has drawbacks. Dark Sonata does not.
I don't know. You should get rid of close combat if you're going to get rid of Dark Sonata. I don't think you should get rid of either, but since you're just like in the middle now.
I mean, I got rid of Dark Sonata not entirely understanding what it did, but it didn't feel right.
It didn't
Something
seem
about
like
it
it did
felt
anything
wrong.
either.
Well, because it only works in trainer battles, and I only used it against wild dudes.
Right.
It just doesn't feel right, and I don't know.
Does steel resist steel?
Yeah, I think so. Even in a game where it is clearly, I'm not going to say cheating, but it's definitely stacked real hard. I still feel like I need to play fair, you know?
Yeah, so playing fair if oh, what did I just do that didn't affect it? Dragon Tail? Is he part fairy?
Yeah, he is.
So is he steel and fairy?
Yeah. Steel does resist steel.
Unbelievable.
So, I mean, if you use Iron Tail, it's going to be neutral on Klefki.
Okay. Well, sure.
But, I don't know. I feel like they also... Oh, they did do a bug fix on that Moody Smeargle. It was confirmed to be a bug. It no longer has Boom Burst twice.
That's cool.
It's a bummer because, like, if we had... There was no way to wait, really, to play it, but had that come up a week or two later, I would have actually made it through that battle without losing anybody. Because I sat through 10 of those hits on my Onyx. So, super depressing. I do like the team that I ended up with by the end of that week.
That's a solid team.
Granted, I did wind up losing 2 of those guys again, but I also don't know what my team looks like right now as far as you guys are concerned, watching this right now. For all I know, I could have, wiped.
Wiped by now.
Or I could have a fucking crazy team that's kicking ass. But yeah, I don't know.
I want to reiterate, like, learning as little as I've learned about, because I've been doing some research on this stuff.
Yep.
And, like, doing a Pokemon fan game with those tools on that scale that looks that good and is that robust is pretty impressive. It's
really
a pretty fucking impressive undertaking.
I mean, RPG Maker does give them a solid base to start with, but there's still a lot of customization that has to go into it, and
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, RPG Maker, like, again, just talking about, there's 700 characters to manage. There's 800 really, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's just crazy.
Wow. Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I still haven't felt the entire time like I've got a solid footing. I've been walking on eggshells the entire time.
Oh yeah, you definitely have, and I'm interested to see what comes after you.
Yeah, I'm not going to feel safe again. I'm not even going to start to feel safe again until I've got dudes in the box.
Yeah,
and even then, like the first fucking episode after I had dudes in the box, I pretty much lost everything. As it turned out, the 20th and final Boom Burst was the last move used against my against Fibonacci.
Amazing.
So as low as its health was, it couldn't have died because it didn't have any more attack moves.
That's pretty cool.
So I
that means
lucked out
you really did
amazingly
survive.
hard. Because if it had more, it probably would have used it and I would have died. So I lucked out in the most amazing way. If you can call that lucky, then it was lucky. But yeah, no, I mean,
Come on, guys.
it is easily the biggest pile of death I've ever had in a Pokemon game. Like, the Lysander battle was pretty rough. I lost 3 of my dudes there. I lost, I think, 4 of my guys against that, I don't remember what Pokemon it was at this point, but on Victory Road, my last X episode before we went on hiatus
Bounce
with it.
is flying.
Yes, it is. Bounces fly for things that can't fly.
Yeah.
But I think I lost 4 of my dudes there. I don't think I lost everybody.
Yeah.
But like, I 5 3/4 in one go is easily the worst I've ever been subjected to across 4 separate games now.
That's cool.
Fire Red went pretty good. I think I only ever lost 2 Pokemon at a time throughout the entire game. X was obviously a fucking tragedy from the 7th gym on. Or sorry, from the 6th gym on. And Omega Ruby was actually amazingly blood-free on mine. I only lost 2 dudes the entire time, one of which I still feel like I got the shit end of the stick on the Electrike against
Gyarados. Yeah. That's Rick Tezelet's luck.
I still feel justified in having him try to kill it with an electric move.
Yeah,
Thrash, I mean, I should have seen Thrash coming, but at the same time,
no, that one was
that was a hard death on that one. And then my Sableye against the Elite Four, and that was a sacrifice bunt basically. Like I needed to buy myself more time. So 2 across the entire game is the best that either of us have done across 8 games now. In terms of lack of death. And I think Insurgents, at least at the time of us recording this, for neither of us is it our most death-filled run.
No.
Yet. By the time this comes out, maybe it will have been for me, but having lost, by now I've lost 11 dudes, and that's still not the worst that I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
I think X is still the worst in terms of that. Like, I think I lost like 14, 15, and I think for Ruby Sapphire, I forget how many you lost and why. In in Omega Ruby though, you lost about a dozen. Excuse me, about a dozen, I think.
Phobos.
A lot of them were early on.
Another
though,
moon.
They didn't really. Wow, yeah, they really do like the moons. That's cool.
Oh, so good.
I can't wait to hear more about the I've already forgotten the name of it. I feel so shitty about this, but the Earth-like planet that we discovered recently.
That's pretty sweet.
That's so exciting. It's so cool when like the whole world can kind of watch something like that and just be excited together. The last time I can think about that was like that was I forgot his name too now. The base jumper.
Don't know.
Sponsored by Red Bull. He did basically a space jump.
Oh wow.
Oh God, I'll put a little thing on the bottom here, but I remember. So I'm a huge science nerd.
Yes.
Which is rare in my family. Like my sister is surprisingly into like math and science and video games, even though she is not like that sort of person. Like I can talk to her about video games all day and she'll roll with it, but just like she doesn't strike people usually as someone who's that into it. And my dad's brother, my Uncle Bob, is also really into like just nerdy stuff in general. The rest of my family is big like sportsy sort of family.
Yep.
Like they're really into sports. Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots. They don't get into the Bruins as much. Nope. But I remember when I just had his name and I forgot it again. I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking about it. But I remember coming downstairs to tell my dad, like, hey, there's this cool thing that's going to be on TV in a couple minutes. This guy's going to do a base jump from the edge of space. Oh, it's the Stratos. It was the Red Bull Stratos. I remember that much. Felix Baumgartner.
Oh, that's an awesome name.
Or Baumgartner? Baumgartner. Baumgartner. And it was just the most amazing thing. And I remember I went down to tell my dad, and he was already watching it on TV. And I was like, oh
cool,
all right, cool. It was 3 years ago. Wow, damn.
Is Poochyena dark and fire?
Poochyena is just dark.
Just dark.
Yep. He gets a couple like Fire Fang and things like that, but let's see. He went up 24 miles and base jumped from that.
That's unbelievable.
And he reached 843 miles an hour.
Fucking dig.
Just Mach 1 1/4. So, and it was
Did he
the
break
first,
the sound barrier?
Yeah. First human.
Did he go deaf?
No.
Oh, because you leave it behind you.
Yeah, exactly. The sonic boom explodes behind you because sound can't keep up, which is just the most amazing concept to me. I find not auditory. It's acoustics. Acoustics are just amazing science to me. I worked at Bose for a while, and I wanted to learn more about the science of acoustics that they did there. Because they're not a sponsor or anything like that, but it's like. When you start working there, they give you a rundown of some of the basic stuff, and they tell you, and they show you like a cross section of like the Bose sound system, and it's like, look, you're gonna you get all this crazy sound, but there's like nothing inside. There's no crazy like bass boosting anything. It's just a very intricately set up set of like tunnels inside of there that just naturally boosts the sound, and it's just fascinating to me.
Oh, that's awesome.